Hello Tim and welcome to this Practical Musicianship Assignment 2. This is where we had to create our own song out of the examples that we gave in the lessons progressing through the musicianship and making the song out of those examples which I've just made here. So we got the song here, which I'm just going to explain to you what goes on, and then later I will play the song on my part with the cajon. So the first part, we got the pitches, so tones and semitones, and then and so we got the rising up scale you can see here. Starts at that bit there, and then it works its way up. You can see the tonic, supertonic, mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, leading tone, and tonic, which is the octave again. That's leading up into this bit. So you see tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So that begins with the chord progression. This will be it is the sort of motif in the song, if you will. It's sort of in different pitches as it starts at different places in the track, so you'll listen to it when I play through it later. And then moving on, we go down here. Starts in the mid-song section where we go to some suspended inversions. And we've got the three note chords here with sharps and flats. Moving on to the 4-note chords. That's the polytonal, but we start with the bitonal here, working its way up with the bass line as well. And then, so then we got the 4-note chords here, polytonal. Then working our way down, we got the tonal, making its way through for the 5-note chords as well. And then we also got the atonal, which starts in this section here, and then we got some syncopation that comes down here on the right hand of the piano, so the high pitched. And then we go to some more 3-note chords in flats, sharps, etc. But then later we go into the 3/4 section, which is our simple time signature, working through the dotted notes as well. So all that with the rhythm, the syncopation, dotted notes there, going into the 3/4, and that's on that page there. So along with the 3-note chords, 4-note chords, 5-note chords, and then we have bitonal, polytonal, tonal, and an atonal. And then at the top, like I just explained, we got the pitches, so tones, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone with the tonics, supertonic, mediant, etc. That's that first page. And then we move on to the next part, which starts to go in 6/8, which is another time signature, our compound double. Coming up to here, also using the dotted 3-note chords, because in 6/8, coming here and then ending all the way over here. And then we do have the 5/4 section, which is our unusual time signature. Also counting subdivisions as well on this section. I'll be counting the 1 2 3 1 2 or 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 for example. And so that just runs along that section there that you can see. And then for the next part, we move on to another chord progression, which is the motif like I explained. Coming through here, the rising and falling, and going back onto the note. So on this particular section, we have, so in this particular section we have our diatonic and chromatic chord movements. You'll see this in the 3-note chords on the bass of the piano. So you got the diatonic and you got the chromatic leading up there. So the two motifs you can see here. And then we move on to the last section. And then this is where you would see the motif once again. Be rising up here, and then we start with some suspensions, 3-note chords. And then we'll be keeping the same sort of like triplets going through on the drums here when it comes into the breakdown section. So the triplets there, and we got like the C sus4, C major, G7, the second version in the C, working here. So you can see there's the C sus4, C major, G7 first version, and the C major once again. And then it comes down to a modulation. It comes out here, the C. It works its way to the modulation, and then we just got the little snare fill at the end with a bass to finish. So all in all, that's the song described for you. Yeah, so it includes the intervals, diatonic and the non-diatonic, simple compound pitches, time signatures, types of chord, major, minor, and sevenths. We had the majors in the atonal section. You can see a few examples of the minors in the atonal section, along with you can see the sevenths and the ninths working its way through the 5-note chords and the 4-note chords. And you got the suspended inversions, which you saw quite early on in the piece. Time signatures had the simple 4/4 and 3/4. Then you had the complex compound, and you had the 6/8. Then you had the unusual, which was 5/4. You had different rhythms. You had the dotted sections, which was just after the syncopated part in the piece, where we just finished that atonal section. In 3-note chords, starts in 3/4, and then that's our dotted notes. There is more examples afterwards in the 6/8 version, but that's where it first starts. And then we also got the harmony, which is diatonic harmony, chromatic harmony, which is in the end of the piece. So that's the last thing I showed you before the fill and the bass to finish off. Yeah, and then obviously we had the tonal, atonal, bitonal, polytonality throughout the beginning part of the pieces. Yeah, so that is so that's all the song explained there and laid out. I'm just going to play it now with my cajon. You'll be able to hear it as well. Ooh. So here we go. Yeah, so that was me playing the piece, as you heard it there. Let's pause that. Yeah, so that was me playing the piece on the cajon there. You would see in the piece the sheets that I give. You will see that there's a small text box explaining that it's on cajon. Yes, I believe that's it. There were a couple bits where I just counted myself in on the cajon, which wasn't in the piece, but I just counted myself in just lightly on the cajon. You'll notice that wasn't in the actual song itself on the sheets, but I just counted myself in here so I could actually do it properly, playing for you. Yeah, so I believe that's everything. I told you about the piece beforehand and then I played it in the same video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.